Echoes of the Ancients, The Saga of Barolo and the Unseen Threat, by Mupanga J. Mwanakawe. In the shadowy recesses of a forgotten corner of the world, where the whispers of ancient evils echo through the crumbling ruins of civilizations long gone, there lived a man named Barolo. He was an enigma, a solitary figure who walked the line between light and darkness, guided by a conscience as mysterious as the forces that beckoned him. Barolo's journey began with a dream, a haunting vision of a world consumed by chaos, where monstrous beings of unfathomable power reigned supreme. In this dream, a voice spoke to him, urging him to seek out a lost artifact of immense significance, one that held the key to averting the impending doom. Driven by an insatiable curiosity and a sense of duty he could not explain, Barolo embarked on a quest to uncover the truth behind the ancient prophecies and legends that spoke of the artifact's existence. Along the way, he encountered allies and adversaries alike, each with their own motives and secrets. Among his companions was Elena, a fierce warrior with a haunted past and a heart of gold. Despite their initial mistrust, Barolo and Elena formed a bond forged in the crucible of danger and adversity. Together, they braved the treacherous depths of forgotten tombs and tangled forests, facing down horrors beyond imagination. But as they delved deeper into the mystery, they soon realized that they were not alone in their quest. Dark forces, ancient and malevolent, sought to thwart their every move, unleashing nightmares that tested the limits of their courage and resolve. Amidst the chaos and uncertainty, Barolo found himself drawn to Elena, her strength and determination lighting a spark within his soul. Theirs was a love born of shared peril and shared purpose, a beacon of hope in the darkness that threatened to consume them. As they neared their goal, the stakes grew ever higher, and the true nature of the artifact was revealed. It was not merely a tool of power, but a weapon of unimaginable destruction, capable of unleashing the very forces they sought to oppose. In a final, desperate battle against the forces of darkness, Barolo and his companions fought with all their might, risking everything to secure the artifact and seal away the ancient evils once and for all. And in the end, it was not strength or skill that saved them, but the power of their conviction and the bonds of friendship that held them together. As the dust settled and the echoes of battle faded into silence, Barolo stood victorious, his heart heavy with the weight of the trials he had endured. But though the scars of their journey would never fade, he knew that they had triumphed against all odds, and that the world was safe once more for now. In the aftermath of their victory, Barolo and Elena found themselves hailed as heroes, their names whispered in awe and reverence by those who had witnessed their triumph. But even as they basked in the adulation of the masses, a new shadow loomed on the horizon, a shadow darker and more sinister than any they had faced before. Rumors began to spread of a cult devoted to the ancient evils that Barolo and his companions had fought so valiantly to defeat. Whispers of dark rituals and forbidden rites reached their ears, painting a picture of a world teetering on the brink of oblivion once more. Haunted by visions of doom and destruction, Barolo knew that their quest was far from over. With grim determination, he and Elena set out once more, their hearts heavy with the burden of their past and the uncertainty of their future. Their journey took them to the farthest reaches of the known world, where they encountered allies and adversaries alike, each more enigmatic than the last. Among them was a mysterious sorcerer known only as Zephyrus, whose powers of foresight and manipulation held the key to unlocking the secrets of the cult's dark designs. But as they delved deeper into the tangled web of intrigue and betrayal that surrounded them, Barolo and Elena soon realized that they were not the only ones seeking to uncover the truth. A shadowy figure, clad in darkness and wielding powers beyond comprehension, lurked in the shadows, pulling the strings of fate with a malevolent hand. As the lines between friend and foe blurred and alliances shifted like sand in the wind, Barolo and his companions found themselves locked in a deadly game of cat and mouse with their unseen adversary. With each twist and turn, the stakes grew higher, and the true extent of the cult's influence became horrifyingly clear. But amidst the chaos and uncertainty, a glimmer of hope remained, a beacon of light in the darkness that threatened to consume them all. For Barolo had discovered the true nature of his destiny, and with it, the power to shape the fate of the world itself. In a final, desperate gambit to thwart the cult's plans and prevent the ancient evils from returning, Barolo and his companions embarked on a daring mission that would take them to the very heart of darkness itself. Armed with courage and conviction, they faced their greatest challenge yet, risking everything they held dear in a bid to save the world from annihilation. And as the dust settled and the echoes of their struggle faded into the night, Barolo knew that their journey was far from over. For though they had emerged victorious once more, the shadows of the past lingered still, waiting to rise again in the fullness of time. But with the strength of their bonds and the fire of their determination burning bright, he knew that they would face whatever trials lay ahead, together. As Barolo and his companions ventured deeper into the heart of darkness, their steps guided by a sense of purpose that burned like a beacon in the night, the air crackled with tension and unease. "We're getting closer," Elena murmured, her voice barely more than a whisper as they crept through the shadows of the ancient catacombs. "I can feel it." Barolo nodded grimly, his jaw set in a determined line. "Stay alert," he replied, his eyes scanning the darkness for any sign of movement. "We don't know what we'll find down here." Their journey had led them to the heart of the cult's lair, a labyrinthine maze of twisting corridors and hidden chambers that seemed to shift and change with every step they took. But despite the dangers that lurked around every corner, they pressed on, driven by a conviction that burned brighter than the torches that illuminated their path. As they rounded a corner, they stumbled upon a group of cultists gathered around a flickering flame, their faces hidden beneath hooded robes as they chanted in a language long forgotten by all but the most ancient of scholars. "We can't let them complete the ritual," Zephyrus muttered, his voice tinged with urgency as he gestured towards the cultists with a trembling hand. "If they succeed, all will be lost." With a silent nod, Barolo and his companions sprang into action, their weapons flashing in the dim light as they descended upon the cultists with a fury born of desperation. The air rang with the clash of steel and the screams of the damned as they fought tooth and nail to disrupt the ritual and save the world from certain doom. But even as they battled against the forces of darkness, a chilling realization dawned upon them. A revelation that sent shivers down their spines and turned their blood to ice. "The cultists, they're not trying to summon the ancient evils," Elena gasped, her eyes wide with horror as she fended off blow after blow from her assailants. "They're trying to awaken something far worse," with a sinking feeling in the pits of their stomachs. Barolo and his companions redoubled their efforts, fighting with a ferocity born of desperation as they struggled to prevent the unthinkable from coming to pass. And as the final blow was struck and the last echoes of battle faded into the darkness, Barolo knew that their journey was far from over. As the last echoes of the cultist chants faded into the darkness, a bone-chilling silence descended upon the catacombs, broken only by the sound of their ragged breaths and the steady thud of their hearts pounding in their chests. Before they could catch their breath, a deep, rumbling roar echoed through the chamber, shaking the very foundations of the earth beneath their feet. With a sinking feeling in the pits of their stomachs, Barolo and his companions knew that their victory had come at a terrible cost. They'd unwittingly awakened the ancient horrors that slumbered beneath the earth. Then came a horde of grotesque monstrosities, their forms twisted and contorted beyond comprehension, their eyes burning with a malevolent fire that promised only death and destruction. Towering over them like titans of old, they lashed out with clawed hands and razor-sharp teeth, hungry for the taste of human flesh. But Barolo and his companions were not so easily cowed. With a defiant roar, Barolo charged into the fray, his sword flashing in the dim light as he cut a path through the ranks of the abominations. Beside him, Elena danced and weaved through the chaos, her daggers flashing in the darkness as she struck with deadly precision. And then there was Zephyrus, his hands wreathed in crackling energy as he unleashed the full fury of his arcane powers upon their foes. With a word and a gesture, he summoned torrents of flame and bolts of lightning, sending the creatures reeling back in agony as they were consumed by the searing inferno. But even as they fought with all their might, the tide of battle seemed to turn against them, the sheer number and ferocity of their enemies threatening to overwhelm them at every turn. With each passing moment, the odds grew slimmer, and the darkness seemed to close in around them. But just when all hope seemed lost, a glimmer of light pierced the darkness, a moment of serendipity that would change the course of their fate forever. For as Barolo's blade clashed with that of the largest and most fearsome of the creatures, a blinding flash of light erupted from the point of contact, sending shockwaves rippling through the chamber and driving the creatures back in a deafening roar of agony. With renewed determination, Barolo and his companions pressed their advantage, fighting with a ferocity born of desperation as they unleashed their full arsenal of skills and abilities upon their foes. And as the last of the creatures fell beneath their blades, they knew that their journey was far from over. For though they had emerged victorious once more, the shadows of the past lingered still, waiting to rise again in the fullness of time. But with the strength of their bonds and the fire of their determination burning bright, they knew that they would face whatever trials lay ahead, together.